There is this one television that is so entertaining. It is so inspiring and so educative. It is God's own television, TV station that changes sinners, TV station for the oppressed, TV station for the hopeless. Starcross TV, inspiring station. Watch Starcross TV, enlightening station. Watch Starcross TV, empowering station. God's own station, uniting the world. There is this one television that is so entertaining. It is so inspiring and so educative. It is God's own television, TV station that changes sinners, TV station for the oppressed, TV station for the hopeless.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to Starcross Television Morning Star Breakfast Show. How was the night? Hope you had a blissful night. Hope you had a stress-free night. Hope you had nights filled with good dreams, filled with good memories. And now, how is Tuesday? How is your Tuesday going to look like? How is your to-do list for today? According to Brother Oku, is always making use of that word, the to-do list for each day. What are your plans for today? What do you tend to achieve? What do you intend to achieve today? Yes, we are here again on the Morning Star Breakfast Show program, and I still remain Stella Tabot, and with me still remains my amiable colleagues. Yay, it's a smile, it's a smile, just let the smile. Okay, let me start with Brother Oku, the fairest amongst them all. Brother Oku, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Sister Stella. I'm okay. I'm delighted. Although Sister JD actually asked me to always be quiet and be like.
But that does not mean you're humble.
No, not at all. It's not humble in any way.
You're not humble, so.
No, that was a joke, though. No, he's a very humble brother, a very humble fellow. Not really too humble, though. But
okay, not really too humble. Okay.
All right, I think I'll go with that because I've always wanted to be humble, but unfortunately, people.
It's not working.
But I want to be, so that means I might be humble. I don't know. I don't want to say I'm humble, so these people don't say I'm not humble.
Okay.
That is him. If he says he's humble, then that means he's not.
Yeah. So, good morning to you, beloved viewer. It's a beautiful day. It's a wonderful day again. This is Morning Star Breakfast Show. We came to you yesterday, and it was super beautiful. It was wonderful. And Sam, we promise you today, it's going to be epic as always. Thank you, Sister Stella, for that warm introduction.
Okay. Thank you also, Brother Oku, for not claiming to be a humble man.
Okay.
Okay. Then, sitting next to him and sitting right in front of me is.
Sister, please just introduce me. Leave all this protocol. I don't know what she's waiting for. Yes, Joy Dambo.
Okay,
Yes.
Sister Joy Dambo, aka JD. Good morning, Sister JD.
Good morning, Stella Tabot. Good morning, Oku, and good morning, our beloved audience. I'm very well, thank you. I believe you're doing well as well.
I'm doing very well.
It's obvious. It's obvious.
Okay, like seeing a brand new day already is a very perfect gift. The very first gift of today is for me to be counted among the living, because it is not easy.
Of course.
Many persons slept, they had a whole lot of plans for today, But unfortunately, they just couldn't see 6 a.m. In fact, most persons didn't even see 4 a.m. So I am very, very glad to be counted among the living today. So I have every reason to be happy. I have every reason to testify. I have every reason to smile.
Yeah.
So today is going to be a very, very good day. It is going to be a very, I don't know, I'm just having these special feelings for today. I don't know what today is actually coming to
Ah.
The day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has
Right?
made. Yes.
We will rejoice. What are you waiting for? Just
And be
come
glad
and
in
join
it.
us.
Why not this song?
This one is lost.
Okay, that was just to lighten up the mood. So today is going to be a very, very good day. Today we have a lot of interesting segments, a lot of interesting things to talk about. We're always having so many G's, always wanting to break the table, but Uncle is always there to give us from the back. He's always there to hammer. He's always there to hit. Always there to.
Today I'm gonna make sure
Okay.
he doesn't break any table.
Right. Okay. I'm always having Sister Joy always getting back. Hey, whenever I have Sister Joy here, you know, whenever I and Brother Oku is on this set, Brother Oku is always wanting to give back to me. I'll be like, Brother, do you have me in your to-do list? Like,
Like today I've decided I'm gonna deal with Stella Talbot. You know? So it's like it's gonna come back to back, you know. But then it's
wow,
it's
wow.
a a narration you need to change. You understand?
No, I don't decide that. It just happened. Like, you know, I come at you too sometimes, but it just happened. It's not as if I want to, but
Okay.
I don't want to. It's just it's fun to do it.
It's fun to get back at. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So can I help you?
Okay. Help me.
All right. If I should help you, seated here is Miss EGC. If you don't know what Miss EGC means, it means the face of Everlasting Gospel Center. Is that C for center?
Yeah, it is.
Sister JD, do you?
It is.
Okay.
Sister
Yeah.
JD, I can see.
She's
Sister
ready,
Joy,
right?
I swear,
She's
she
ready.
came prepared.
It's all right. I will try to be ready. All right. So I will leave the floor for Miss EGC, the face of Everlasting Gospel, to hit us with what the motivation of
daily
today.
quote.
Yeah, a daily quote.
From the Everlasting Gospel.
Okay.
Volume 2 or 1?
4.
Volume 4. Did you write volume 4? Okay. Okay. Today's quote is drawn from volume 3.
It
Volume
seems
3.
Oku motivated you to go and check volume 3.
No, I've always been talking about, like,
Yeah.
I'm always switching. I'm not being
Okay.
particular, yes.
Goes around.
So today is drawn from volume 3, particularly chapter 8, which talks about blasphemy and evil communication are unpardonable. I'm basing that on evil communication. What I mean by evil communication is like situations where most parents are always throwing curses, are always using bad words on their kids. Maybe when a child misbehaves, instead of you to either lash the child or caution the child or advise the child or something, you see a parent abusing or cursing, your rendering curse on the child, and this thing you did to me, you never, your children will do it to you. This thing you did to me, I will never forgive you. This thing you did to me, don't worry, somebody will always, somebody somewhere is going to do it to you. All those kind of words, there are things that will definitely manifest because our tongue is a very powerful instrument. Most persons don't know how to talk. Most persons don't know how to bridle their tongue. They just want to talk. They just want to be heard. They just feel like as far as I'm here, as long as I'm here, I must have to say something. No matter what I want to say, no matter if that thing will actually hold water, if that thing will actually has weight or something. I just want to be heard. I just want to say something. But I'm not just trying to go to that aspect. What I'm basing this evil communication stuff on the parents' part. That parents should mind how or should see how to bridle their tongue when it comes to pronouncements. Making pronouncements on their children, even if that child is not your biological child, that child is maybe someone that is living with you, someone you're grooming or something. At times I know hot temper or depression or something somewhere might actually cause you to use wrong words on your children, but it is not advisable at all, because whatever word you use, whatever statement you make on your child, that is what the child will definitely become that is just the simplest truth. The child definitely become that thing. Don't worry, maybe you want to steal. You want to steal in this life, and maybe the child carried your small 10 naira, maybe without telling you, and then the child will, you now come and like, maybe you want to steal in this life, you're going to steal and steal and steal and steal. You're going to steal until you get caught. You're going to do this, see that prison, you're going to enter there. Me, I'm swearing for you. And this thing, my goodness God. I used to see parents like, I wonder, is this child truly your child? Even if this child is not your child, why use such words? Why say things of that nature? So what I'm trying to say is, please, our beloved parents out there that are watching us this morning, see how to bridle your tongue. If your child, your word or your guide or your whatever does something that is hurting to you, does something that is out of place, does something that is out of line, see how to sit that child down. If you cannot lash, we Nigerian parents, we are very used. We are used to lashing children. If we think lashing children is a way of correcting them and whatever, but if you don't know how to do that, there's a way you can simply sit. When you're calm, definitely when your temper is high, you see you want to give that child back to back. But if you see how to calm yourself down at first and then draw that child close to you, make sure you see how to use the right words. Try to correct that child in the very right way, in a perfect manner that the child will also reason, oh, this thing I didn't actually do it well. I should have done it this way. I should have done it this way. But if with that hot temper you want to give that child back, definitely you may go out of line, you may go out of place. So our parents out there, this quote is for you and to you. I don't know how which is correct, whether it is for the you or to you. See how to bless your children with your mouth, because our tongue is a very, very powerful instrument. Whatever we say, don't forget what we see as a word today was created with words, with just mere words. God created the world with just mere words. So that means our words are actually very powerful. You as a person, see how to make good pronouncements for yourself. Like today being Tuesday, you're just wishing, you're just saying, God, I wish, or I'm praying that my today is going to be fruitful, my today is going to be blissful, my today I'm going to come through or to come across positive things. I'm going to see good wishes, I'm going to receive good wishes, I'm going to receive money from left and right. The money part got me. So just see, so see how to make positive, good pronouncements on yourself and every other person that come across you, so that it will also be well with you. So
thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, so that's where I base my quotes for today. And then let me also remind you that all these quotes the Father uses us to give is not from pamphlets, neither is it from storybooks or literature books or whatever, or our textbooks from home. It is from the everlasting gospel of our Father. So you know how effective, you know the efficacy of owning everlasting gospel. What are you waiting for? Get a copy of everlasting gospel, read them, and then see how to practicalize everything in it. I know we cannot practicalize we cannot do everything, we cannot practice everything in everlasting gospel, but through prayers, thank you very much, we can always try to see how to practice what is in the everlasting gospel. If you can't afford the app, if you can't afford the hard copy, you can always get the app. We always have Play Store on our phones. Go to Play Store, download the everlasting gospel app, and then be acquainted with all the wisdom contained in the everlasting gospel. So that's what I have for you today.
Okay, Sister JD, do you have any question? I want to start with you.
Well, honestly speaking, I don't have a question.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
I want to advocate for parents.
Okay. Okay.
You know, sometimes I don't know if this particular word is wrong. There's something some parents use. What you have done to me, your children will do to you. So I don't know. Is that, you mentioned something like that when you were so? Is it correct? Is it wrong? Is it right for the parent to say so?
It depends on what the child actually did. You understand? It depends on what the child actually did. If the child did something very good to please his or her parents, and then the parents now made that pronouncement on the child, oh, this thing you've done to me, your children will do to you. Okay, let me say you just did something to make your mother or your father happy, and then your mother or your father is trying to bless you by making that pronouncement, definitely your children will also do something to you that will also do something that is going to please you, and you're also going to make that same pronouncement on that child. But if you did something very negative, something very wrong, you did something very wrong that pissed your mother or your father up, and then your father says, see this thing you did to me, I swear your children are going to do it back to you, that is wrong.
Okay,
Totally
Mr.
wrong.
Jedi, what do you have to say on this?
Well, actually, I wanted to ask, because the truth is, growing up as a child, these are things that we hear from our parents.
Yeah.
I won't even lie. I won't even say, oh, my mom has never said such a thing. It's a lie. Like,
They've all said it.
literally, if you have African parents at home, the moment you do something to them that pains
Hurts
them,
them.
that hurts them, you will definitely hear that word. Say, don't worry, your children are coming. They are going to do the same thing you're doing to me to you. You understand? Like, they literally say those things. Sometimes they don't mean it in a bad way, but rather they want you to believe or see that now you don't understand how it's like, the things you're doing. You don't know how it feels like. But just wait, hold on. When you have your own children, they are also going to experience the same thing. It's just like, it's like the law of karma or something. Whatever goes around comes around. You understand? Anything you throw up comes down again, you get. So now, anything you're doing, apart from the spoken words, apart from the power of the tongue, that anything you say with your tongue is always like very, very powerful. You know, sometimes even the things we do can always and will always turn back to us in one way or the other. So now, from the everlasting gospel, is telling us, is letting us to know that instead of telling them that this thing that you have done to me, your children will do it to you, rather pray for God to change them. Pray for God to at least forgive them, and then pray for God to change them. Keep advising them positively, because now the same thing you're telling your children, when they grow up, they will also say to their own children, because they are learning it from you. You know, so now sometimes even in our own age like this, when you tend to have children like goddaughters, godfathers, and stuff like that, and then the children are doing things that already, like, I've not like given birth officially, but then the ones that
I did not
we have,
do this to my senior ones.
you know, right? The ones that we have close to us, you know, that we are at least, you know, like taking care of, looking after. You know, when they tend to do things to us, we'll be like, don't worry, Shebi, you go get picking too. You know, your own child. So when you get there, children, you will know. So I don't know, like, it's not like it's a curse, or it's not like it's abusive to the children, but I just feel like it's a way of the parents expressing their anger to the children and letting them know that this thing you're doing is not good. It's not good, and you're also going to experience it, you know. So yes, in as much as we want our parents to, at least, it is very, very important that parents do control the things they say. You know, one thing I know is that prayers of women or mothers are always very, very powerful. If a woman goes on her knees in the middle of the night and then cry to her God that she worships, especially when you do something wrong to her that she does not deserve, my brother, my sister, whatever you did to that woman, you better go and apologize. Like when we were small, we used to see some old, that time there's this impression we have about old women, that they are always witch or blah blah blah. You know, there is no time I see an old woman that I don't run. Like, especially when
very uncomfortable.
Walking stick. Like, we have this very wrong impression about them. And then one day, as a child, we went to play ball or something, and then we're coming back or so, and then the children, all of us that we're working with, you know, started making mockery of this old woman. And one man was like, you see this thing that people are doing to this woman, to happen to you? Oh God. See, it is not the way we went and begged this woman. Like, I don't know, because all of us were scared that truly, you know, this, when we were small, there's a lot of superstitious belief that we had, like, these things like you
It
feel
will
that they
happen.
happen. You understand?
feel like
So-
your future is here already and it's happening. Shit.
So we just ran to this woman. I'm like, please, let's go and beg. Let's go. Me, I don't want to be like, I don't. You know, but the truth is nature. You're definitely going to get old one day, and
Yeah.
whatever, you don't know what you're going to do when you get old.
Yeah.
You understand? So, but then let us also be very, very careful of the things we say to our children. I watched a video where a baby was like acting like the mom. The things the mom do or does, she was like acting the way the mom, picks call, talk on the phone and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is literally what happens. Anything you're doing to your children,
She's
they
recording.
are definitely going to take it from you. So why not do the positive things? Why not speak positive? Now, even the way, apart from even parents talking to children, I feel like the communication they have with their husbands as well is very important.
Yeah.
Now, as a mother or as a wife, as a sister in the house, and then you're angry or people are quarreling, and then you start abusing your husband in front of your children, whatever it is you're doing in front of your children will happen. And then you want your husband to be prosperous, you want your husband to be successful, but any little quarrel, you are abusing him, you're comparing him to other, those are powerful words. And apart from you saying things to your children, even the people you say things to, your relatives, your husband, your family members, your father, your mother, you understand? It is very, very important that you control your tongue. A lot of women out there have lost it. What they call manner is not easy anymore. Like, it is very hard for you to see a young girl nowadays, because it's as if this generation of young girls or mothers, there is this WhatsApp style they have that
They don't care.
they don't care. Yes, they don't pray. They don't have those beliefs that all those things are important. They don't see it as anything. They think it's just a normal thing, lifestyle. So they abuse their spouses. They say this, they do this, they do, which for me as well, we are here in one voice from the everlasting gospel of our Father, telling you that it is not appropriate for you as a woman to be using your tongue in a negative way. Always learn to use it positively, and positive things comes. I always have this belief that dream, when you speak big, dream big, and big things will happen to you. Yes, it can happen. The power of the tongue. Every morning when you wake up, why not use, instead of looking for somebody to abuse in the morning, why not use those words, that tongue you have, and say positive things to yourself. Say, today I'm going to achieve this. Today I'm going to be great. Today God is going to bless me. Today, even if it doesn't happen that day, but let positive words always be your watchword all the time. So
Okay, that was a very, very nice. In fact, I was just enjoying. I was enjoying the illustration, enjoying the
Every bit.
the expression,
The details.
Okay, I was just enjoying everything. So
hope
thank
you don't
you.
have any question
No,
for me.
don't worry, I'm going to. But definitely is going to have questions. But that's cool. Let's hear
Yeah.
from you. What questions do you have for either I or Sister JD, and then your own contributions?
Okay, that's a lot of requests.
Okay.
Okay. But I'll just go to my own contribution anyways. I'll start by remembering few childhood stuffs. I know it hurts so much. That's why I said, like, I want to advocate for parents. Most of the times, right, some of the things I used to do growing up, I just sat down and be like, Chai, I was a very bad child. Like, Chai, I did not try. Like, I shouldn't have done that. Now, I really did like to play football a lot. Like, I can't do without it. So, sometimes my mom will send me to, let's say, the worst scenario, like it has happened countless times until she's just tired. So let's say she's cooking, right? She's preparing
I'm
something
trying
for us.
Like, I'm already getting the whole thing.
Go and get prepared.
And yeah, she's preparing something, and she'll be like, "Oh, I forgot to get oil. Oh, please get me oil." Go, and it might be around 3, 4, and I'll be back by 7. Like, I will go and I'm gone. Like, sometimes I get the oil. That's the annoying part. I get the oil. Then coming back, I see people playing football. Or sometimes I purposely enter because I know football will be going on and they need me. So I'll go and start playing and keep the oil somewhere. And I like when I come back, she will read all the calls on me and stuff like that. Sometimes she will just beat me until she's tired. And growing up, I just be like, gosh, you shouldn't have done that. And it's not once, not twice. Like sometimes, just get me Pepe, please. Pepe, oh Pepe, no. Oku is gone forever. He's not coming back. Football and so many other things that she'll send. So most of the time she'll be like, what you have done to me, your children will do to me.
And you think your children will not do it?
I don't know, that particular statement is always there. It's always there.
Very normal. Like,
and I'll just be like, you know, when you're a kid, you don't really care whatever. Okay. If it's just that, no problem. If it's just that, no problem. Then she will now go. The one that used to be very funny to me, I think, she will now go as far as like cursing my looks. Like she used to say I'm a fine boy, all this kind of stuff. But now when I do something wrong, she'll be like, big head, like we'll just be like, stupid legs, looking for things like, but you are my mom, you gave birth to me. Like, I don't know, if you curse me, you're cursing yourself. I don't even understand. Like, people are outside watching us. You want me to look good for you. Like, so why are you cursing me in front of every other person? You are making fun of my head and all of that. So, and sitting back to think about all those things, I see the hurt. Like, we do really hurt parents a lot. And also growing up, just like Sister JD said, sometimes children, like, people can just be very fickle. Like, people can be very unpredictable. Just people can be very annoying, like super annoying. So I've actually told people sometimes that what you have done to me, children will see. I'm not a child, although this was also done to me by, I think, somebody, not directly to me, but he used to say, it was like a senior brother to us. He used to be like, what you are doing to me, children, not one, but children will do it to you. So once, I think I asked someone to fetch water, something like that. And we agreed. I even got the person noodles and stuff like that. So at the end, I came back. I think I was very tired, so I just slept off. That in the morning I'll take my bath and come. I think I had a show or something. So preparing my mind that, oh, there is water, because I had done everything that was supposed to be. He was hungry. I gave him food. All those stuff, like just water. It's only water I need. And this boy did not fetch water, and he ate those things I bought. Ate it and just kept it there for me. Yeah. So, I was like, oh, okay. When I saw that, I was like, this boy, just. But
Thinking
then,
there's water.
Thinking there's water. Then there was no water. I was just so boiled and pumped. Who to send? Like, everybody is in the hall, nobody to send. Then finally, I'd be like, okay. I went down, I fetched water, I came back up. Coming up, I noticed this guy is gone with my polo shirt. Like this, there was a white t-shirt I kept to wear, and the boy has
gone with it.
gone with. So imagine the pain. Like I was
Pissed.
like, if I saw him that day, it would have been a very different case. But later. And he didn't come around. Like, you know, these people can be very annoying. Now, he didn't come around.
So that you're feeling your mother's pains right now.
Yeah. I am. So he didn't come around for like 2 days. And he's gone with my clothes. He did not fetch water. Gone with my money, ate food and stuff, and kept it for me. I was so pissed until finally when I saw him, I was like, I'm already past that, right? So I'm like, all these things you are doing to me, children will do it. Children will do it to you. I'm sorry. Get out, please. Get out of here. So sometimes I think we really make people angry. Like human beings, we are very annoying.
We are naturally annoying.
We are human beings. But I think also, just like the Holy Father have said, it is very wrong to speak words that will hurt even when you are hurt. And that is why most people will try to teach you that try to control your emotions. And when we are hurt, most of the time it's our emotions that is hurt. Like our skin, what is wrong with you? Like it did not fetch water, it did not, like it didn't change my skin or anything, it didn't hurt my body, my spirit or anything, but my emotions, like I feel pained. And if you can control that emotions, like if you can be quiet, I don't know how possible, but if you can do it, then I think you would know that it's wrong to actually say hurtful words, like painful. The way your emotions is pain, if you start talking like that same way, you definitely say things that you're not supposed to say, and you definitely cause more harm than good, or than trying to solve. Because I think one of our senior brother used to say, the problem is not the problem is how you solve the problem, how you handle the problem. So problem is bound to happen, like things will always happen, bad things, like people, human beings, there's no limit to what the human being can do. So we'll always be annoying, it's our nature, and because we are people of mistakes, we always make mistakes. So but it's not about the mistake, but how do you handle it when it happens, because it will surely happen. How do you handle it? And that is the most important. And I think that's what our Holy Father is trying to tell us, that at any point in time, try to speak edifying words, like try to bridle your tongue, make sure you think carefully, you know exactly what is coming out. Because if you were in your right senses, what you really want for your child is for your child to look beautiful and actually be progressive, and have a happy family. That's what you really want. But at that particular point, you are pained. So you are not thinking. It's as if you are mad, like when someone is mad. So you are not using your right senses, because if you were in your right senses, you would want, like my mom, she always wants me to look beautiful. Like she iron my clothes, she wash, she does everything just to make sure, oh, our child is on point. But this is the same person that will be like, I don't want to mention that course. It's like, there's one course I remember. So she will curse my head and be like, our body's inefic anyways. And I'm very sure if she, in her right senses, she doesn't want to do that. Yeah. So if we can control our emotions and also listen to our Holy Father, accompany that, because human beings, I know we work with emotions and then use logic or facts to and be like, yeah, and just encourage yourself. I did not. He's the one that made me angry now. All those. So if we can control our emotions and use our Holy Father as solidified it, like to back up everything we do, definitely I think we will speak edifying words. And I think it's not also peculiar to parents, even youngins, like even to use youngins, even like teenagers or youths out there that maybe bachelors are not married yet or something. You in life generally, you should bridle your tongue. If I listen to that everlasting gospel carefully, if I should get it carefully, said that you will be punished if I don't know how you phrased it before, but if I got it clearly, it was like, if you blaspheme or if you don't bridle your tongue, you will be punished. Someone that doesn't bridle his or her tongue. So some of the things that we say and just feel it's just talk. For the fact that you said it, you shall be punished. Like, you may not know how, but you shall be punished. So wherever you are, for instance, you're working in a company, you are in an organization or something, and I know most times it's always God. Like sometimes I want to also use God as an example. Most of the time, once in life, most of us have said, God, like, I don't like you. Why would you do a thing like this? Like, why would you let something like this happen to me? Like, most of the time we've in our small corner tried to scold God and be like, sir, it's not, what have I done to like so, and that is your tongue you are using. And the Bible have let us know that the walls have ears, and if you know that God is almighty and he created everything that you see around you, that means his ears is like everywhere. And what time to listen to, if you're talking to your dad and you say very nice things, daddy, you are nice, he may not really pay attention. He'll be like, you will just do. But if you like daddy.
You throw one word.
Yeah, like one hurtful.
Yes, one very negative word.
Yeah, that's the one you will remember. That's the one you will listen to and like react to. But immediately. But if you be like, Dad, I like your stomach, daddy, just say nice things. Dad, I like this your bag. He will not even care. Just be like, just be doing what he's doing. But daddy, your head is too big. So when you say negative words like that, I think it piques, you get the attention of a superior being, like at all times, or anybody at any time. So try as much as possible to always bridle your tongue. And the fact is that they are always listening. That's to tell you that even if somebody acts, or even God acts as if he does not hear, he's listening, he knows, he's hearing. So don't try to, because you think he's not listening, and you start saying God, whatever, I don't know what you say, but you know what you say. Try not to, because the Bible have stated clear that you can blaspheme against the Father, the Son, but when you blaspheme against the Holy Spirit, and it's that word is very tricky, you know. The Holy Spirit is the one that is there when nobody's there. I don't know if you understand. Like, you can go up to God and be like God and challenge him like directly, but when God is not physically there with you, then that means it's the Holy Spirit that is there with you. So if you're talking against God when he's not there, you're talking against the Holy Spirit, and that sin, I heard it cannot be forgiven. I don't know. You should not do that. They will punish you. I don't know. The Trinity people, they will reward you, and you shouldn't at any time try to. And it still boils down to bridling your tongue. Your tongue holds so much power. Just like Sister Jedi said, you can also prophesy things into existence. Like saying that you have a car already is speaking a car into your future. Like, because you cannot have what you don't dream. You cannot get what you cannot see. So everything you see, everything you say, you dream of, you speak it into existence. Just because you said it. If you say, oh, I'm so poor, I don't know, I don't have a home. Our Father said it so much in his Gospels. When you prophesy that, definitely in one way or the other, you will walk and walk and walk, and then fall into that, what all those things you said. But if every time you're thinking about a nice home, a good car, you're always walking towards it, saying it, speaking it to people, definitely you're speaking things into existence. And it happens. Most of the time we don't know that it happens, because see our Lord Jesus Christ, some of his miracles were just from spoken words. Like be still. Like, there was a very serious storm, and he spoke to the storm. That means the storm was listening. That means we can actually speak to winds, air and stuff, water. They are always listening, almost as if they all have spirits and they're always there. Okay, what are you about to say? We are listening. So if you say something bad, they take it into action and they start working. And also people say angels are always around us, trying to serve us, listening to what we want. So if you say, so much headache, tomorrow headache, next tomorrow headache, definitely headache might come. I don't know for sure, but if there are angels trying to pick orders from you, definitely they're just hearing headache. Okay, let's give this guy headache.
Like, you have worked with the angels before?
I wouldn't know, you know, like I wouldn't know. So I think that's my take. And so try to speak edifying words. Try to speak positive things into your future, and also into your children's future. They will annoy you. That's a fact. They will annoy you. We will annoy you. Like, human beings in general will annoy you. But what you truly want is not when you are angry. What you truly want is when you are in your right sense of mind. So try to not react or say anything. You can. Another thing is, you can punish somebody without hitting the person, or shouting or cursing the person. Like, there are so many ways that we can punish a child. Although I know Africans, we do take the easy route by hitting somebody. Like, because we cannot wait for you to learn. Like, we cannot
go through all that process.
To make sure.
Come and sit down.
Detention. Do this.
When that thing is already hot in your head, you just want to, let it come.
Release it. So that's Africans for me. But there is a better way to do it, and if we can follow that, there are so many ways. You can restrict them from fun things. You can, just like sometimes you watch in a movie, you can restrict them from some of the things that they love the most. If you used to give them allowances, stop it. Don't give them don't let them be happy. Just kill some of their fun, and definitely children, that's the only thing they care about. They just want to have fun. What else in this life? They don't want money. They don't want to work hard. They don't care about having any future. Just fun. So if you can restrict their fun and so many other things that you know they truly care about, they will fall in line and they will know that what they did was wrong. And sometimes there are some reasonable kids. So if you speak to them, like call them, sit them down and be like, look, what you did was not right. You're a big boy. You shouldn't be doing that. Like children at your age, look at what they're doing. Show them some Instagram video. Like look at what a child is doing. He's making it, and look at you. You're here doing this.
That is you pushing your child to
Making
another to another form.
No, I'm not. It's
Pressure.
of pressure.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you should sometimes put children on pressure because
right?
we need the best out of these people. Like you don't just need mediocre, just very normal children going about. If they should learn something, see, the fact is that human beings, we will definitely learn. Like whether you show them what to learn or not, they will learn something. Like they will go for something. So what's there for you not to let them know where you would like them to go? Like what you should show them, like I say, is something that should motivate them. Like something like they should aspire. You want them to to be like what you're showing them. So I don't think it's generally a bad thing, and I think it will also make them stop doing that particular thing that they are doing, like to annoy you, that is bad. So there are some like very reasonable children like that you can just talk to and they will listen. Although I don't think I was very reasonable because I remember staying with a very senior brother. He was a 144. I don't want to mention his name. So he would call me and he would talk to me and stuff. And he would talk to me sometimes until, and it really gets to me. Like sometimes I cry and stuff.
And then after you leave,
but when I leave them,
It is finished.
but I'm a changed person. Yeah, I am.
Of course,
I am actually.
as time goes on,
You grow up.
Life will teach you reasons to be humble.
Very true. So there are so many ways to handle problems, and the best way I think is to prophesy good things into the life of your kids, into your own life, and everything, life in general. So that's my take. I know I've spoken for so long.
Okay,
so
brother
that's my
Oku,
take.
you've actually dissected. We've digested. You've dissected, and we have digested. You've said a whole lot on evil communication. How parents should reduce their tongue. They should see how to calm their nerves whenever they are angry, because it is out of anger they tend to speak out all those abuse or curses, render all those curses. I don't know. I found myself in a situation, not me per se, but in a process where just a cup of tea made a mother to tell her daughter, see this thing you actually did. And she was specific. Your daughter is going to do this to you. Your daughter, just because she didn't share a cup of tea with her younger brother. Like an elder sister did not share a cup of tea with her younger brother. So when her mom was trying to why didn't you share this cup of tea with your younger brother? She was like, when I made the tea, my younger brother was not around. So there's no how I could keep a cup of tea for him and it would get cold and all of that. Maybe she was trying to express herself. She was using high voice, her tune was high. So her mom was like, you're shouting at me, you're doing this, don't worry, your daughter is going to do this to you. And I was like, oh nah, no be so. I also saw a situation where a child, a son, slapped his dad.
Okay.
Oh.
That's dead.
Well, that's dead.
That's a very different case. That's a very different case.
Oh my goodness, children! I don't understand.
Children can be annoying.
Children can be very annoying.
How did the child get to that level?
I don't know. Like the child
is he an African child?
Naija. Yes, so
wow.
It may be that the
maybe
parents.
The child wasn't brought up here.
Maybe. And
I'm trying to look at all the possibilities that will make a child to raise his hand on his dad.
But if that happened, to be honest, what I advise is call the police to take. I don't want to use it, to take him and deal with him. Then he'll be back. No. He should face the authorities. That's like violation of human rights. You are.
Okay, well, that's
He
not,
should
that's
face
not,
his
that's
punishment.
That's not what the father teaches.
Oh, the
us
father
here.
said we should not call police.
Yes.
Okay.
So yes, that's not.
Okay,
that's
in
not
that
how the
kind of
father
situation, what do you
teaches us to
advise, Sister
handle.
Jenny?
Well, actually,
Yeah.
um, there is a video I watched where a mother took her child to a therapist, a corrector. I don't know how they call
Counselor.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say, this my child is stubborn. This my child is this my child. Please, I want you to help me and change him.
Yeah.
And then the boy was like, Mom, shut up. Mom, this. Mom, don't talk to me like that, Mom. So the therapist was like, oh, wow.
I think
wow.
I watched that video.
Okay.
Nice.
Give us a few moments, please. Just sit outside. And then there was a belt hanging somewhere. And then after a few minutes,
A few
you
moments
know,
later.
a few moments later, the child, when
Was
the
in
mom
order.
came in, Mommy, welcome. What happened? How did he? Say, the Lord did it. It is the Lord that did it. The Lord changed him. There is, if they talk the Lord, they point the belt where they there. Well, I'm not going to say, please don't get me wrong, but we as African parents,
Yeah.
of course, it's not good to, beat your children. It's not advisable.
No, we are talking about beating your parents.
Now, that's where I'm arriving at. You understand? So now, a child dares to, raise his hand on the parents. Well, we forgive the child. I honestly don't want to say what's in my mind, but I would not lock my child up. Yes, I don't think I would do that. But I think there are other ways, you can handle your children. You understand?
Like, please give us one example.
There are other ways.
Like?
Maybe at that point you need to know what is wrong with your child first. Because for your child to do that kind of a thing, maybe you are taking something and the thing is, so you need to check your child first. Try to know if he's okay, if he's in his right senses. Because it can actually happen that maybe the child has gone nuts. You understand? So you need to check your child
But in
first.
this situation, the child is very normal.
Yes.
The child is very, very normal.
That's why I'm saying that in the process of doing that thing, something might have happened that made him to change.
I feel, to be very sincere, right? It is wrong.
Very wrong.
Very
It
wrong.
is wrong. And it's a crime, not just wrong. It's a crime to do that in a society. Like, if it was where I came from, the entire street will beat you. Like, the whole street will come out and help you have sense.
Have sense,
Yeah.
But we can't preach that here. We can't.
No, not
encourage-
preaching. Like, because not preaching. We can't do like naturally. Hitting somebody is just bad at all ramifications. Like,
Yes.
you should not, like, since when I don't know, grew up, I've learned not to touch children, like hit a kid, because you're just hitting that child because the child is small. It's not because the child deserves to be beaten. Like, if the child was grown, like, because I gave you one example once, like when my mom used to hit us for breaking plates in the house. So one day she broke plates and we were just looking at her like this.
What was going through your head?
Like, we should
Nobody
beat her. No, I was like,
Yes.
somebody should beat her. Like, she beats us up like every time we break plates.
I can't believe
No.
Uncle, that you're
No,
like that.
that was then. I was one. You said what was going through my head?
I know, yes.
So I look at her like we all like.
Now, based on the things that the parents does, you understand?
They used to
Based
beat
on
us.
based on
And-
the things that they've been learning from their
and
parents.
and that's when I noticed that, okay, these people just growing up anyways, not that time. That time I really wanted her to be beaten by somebody like
Someone that is older
bigger.
than
Like,
her.
I look at my dad, nothing. Look at nothing.
Sir, you're not doing anything.
Nothing. So, but nothing was done, and she quarreled that I think, and
But
she
I
always
think
have this way.
That's in that very moment. Yeah, I feel like that's where our parents are teaching us how to treasure things. You
Okay.
understand? Now, something that you can't afford, at that very age of yours, brother Oku, you cannot afford that thing.
Can they afford
now,
me? Them that they brought me to, can they?
Yes, they gave birth to you. So
Yeah, so it's my right to break their things. Like,
No,
it's
don't
that's
say that.
no. Okay, calm down. It's the child rights, right, for the parent to take care of the child. Is it correct? Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this child is just a child, and mistakes happen. Like human beings, we have a bunch of mistakes. So we break something like by mistake. Just the way she broke something by mistake. It's not because she can afford
It
it,
is
or not.
mistake, yes.
It's a
no
mistake.
doubt.
Like human
But
beings,
then, but then I feel like they are teaching you how to be
they are
careful.
beating me.
No, they are correcting you. They are
Beating.
trying to
No,
let you
use
know
the
that.
right words. They hit me.
Brother, well,
No.
you
so,
must have gone through a lot.
yeah,
But
not
I'm
just me.
just
No,
saying-
not just me.
Yes.
What personally I think growing up, what I understand is wrong to hit somebody. Like, if no matter the lesson you're trying to teach the child,
Broco.
it is wrong.
Broco.
Yeah.
Have you or have you not hit somebody before?
No, growing up I did few times, but now I don't do that anymore. No, I'm a very changed person. I don't do that. Like, and that I would love us to like come to this understanding. Don't hit somebody. No, it's bad. It's yeah. So and okay, let's say for instance,
Have
do
you
you know?
gotten to the stage where you have your own kids, where your mom says you are going to have your own children, and they will do the same thing to you? Have you gotten to that stage yet?
I think I meant
Severally.
Not yet. No, I'm asking if you have gotten your own children yet.
okay to hit them if I will be hitting
No,
them.
wait. Have you given birth to any child?
I mean 1 for 4.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. Now you've not had any child, so don't tell me that you are not going to eat a child.
I will
Wait
not.
until you get
I will
your
not.
own
No, I will not. I will not.
Mm.
I will not.
Please, we are going to keep today's record. Just
Okay.
in
No,
case.
yeah,
Today
keep today's
was
record. I will not.
21st. Today is 21st.
I will not.
Of February.
Especially his male child.
Yeah.
I think.
I will not be too busy. What will I be eating?
Okay, but whichever one, it's not advisable for you to beat your
Hit somebody,
children.
yeah.
Let's look for other means of handling them when they go wrong or when they do something bad. And of course, and I don't know, maybe other children learn faster that way by beating. Even the Bible says, "Spare the rod and spoil the child," and stuff like that. But then, our Father has given us a lot of.
You just brought something. I don't want you to just pass.
No. No, in summary, we're just saying that. We're just saying there are
In
better
summary, you
ways.
say spare the rod and spoil
Spoil
the
the
child.
child.
There are better ways to treat or.
By
Okay.
not sparing the rod. By not sparing the rod.
Okay.
Please, can you people allow me to do my job, please? No. Please. Beloved audience, don't listen to this.
Now I want to say I enjoy that part.
No, please. All we are saying here, you see, at the end of the day, we just want to give you something to hold on to. In summary, we are just saying that in as much as we want to correct our children, let us use the right ways, the right words, the right instruments to correct our children. There are so many things you can do. I mean, you never can tell. If you're angry, try not to beat a child whenever you're very angry, because you don't know what can happen when you're angry. Anger can lead to so many things. You can carry anything to aim your child. You can use anything to aim that child.
You can kill
in the
the child.
process of anger, because you want to correct that child for something he or she did wrong, and then something, God forbid, your child falls down and
What's
doesn't wake up again. What would you say?
You go to
What would
jail.
you do? That you are correcting your child. So there are proper ways. You can punish them, you can do other things, but we are just saying that in summary, let us learn to be positive most times, when we are angry. Let us learn to control the words, our actions whenever we are angry. Better still, avoid any environment. In short, avoid people at the moment. Sometimes when you are angry, just go away from people, go to your room, go to anywhere that you'll be alone. So, and I know very well that the moment you leave that environment and stay for a period of time, that anger definitely would calm down. You understand? So by then, you'll be able to control the things that comes out of your mouth whenever you're angry. You'll be able to control your actions at the moment. I've seen situations where people get angry and then they start hitting each other, and then this one want to do this one, this one want to do this one. At this very point, a lot of things can go wrong. Sure, a lot of things went wrong because each of them sustained injury, but if you are angry and then you see that this thing is going to lead to somewhere else, why not just back out? Because sometimes somebody can be very provoking. In the process of you trying to avoid fights or try to avoid beating each other, this other person want to, choke you to death, want to do this, want to, and you would not want to just let it go. You want to retaliate. You understand? So better see, if you find yourself in that kind of environment, don't let it get too hot before you step out. As is, you see that this thing is not going to go on well, just find your way and leave instead of creating more harms to yourself.
Okay, that was very good one from Brother Oku and Sister JD. They have actually done justice to the topic evil communication, or the quote evil communication, which boils down to we bridling our tongue, knowing how to say the right words, especially when we are being provoked, or better still, when you're provoked, just like Sister JD advised, see how to leave that environment, see how to calm yourself down so that you will not ignite more fire, ignite more anger, for everything to light to put fire. How do they say that thing? Put salt to injury, or add salt to injury, something like that. So if you're being angry or you're being pissed off, someone somewhere did something to you, for you not to use the wrong words. At times, we when we are angry, we tend to say provoking words. Like we tend to say words that are implicating to us.
Yes.
I'll catch you there. Don't worry. I will plan you. I will deal with you.
And if anything happens to that person,
they will say, yes, this guy said he was going to deal with him, and then they will trace it back to you. When meanwhile you know you're innocent. So what we are trying to say is, let us try to see how to bridle our tongue. Let us try to see how to pass good communications, like to pass good messages. When you know you're angry, just see how to shift out from that particular place, from that particular person that got you upset, so that you will not end up putting yourself or landing yourself into trouble. So here we're going to take our very first break for today, so that when we come back afresh. Let's just go and freshen up. Let us just go and let's go and freshen up. Let's go and rebuild. Let's go and remold, and then come back with
just for this short break.
Just for this short break, we're going to do all those things. So we'll come back. We'll come back with something new. Stay put. We'll be right back.
Only entertaining station with spiritual messages reaching the world.
BCS Music.
The heaven that has visited the earth is seated on the throne. One whose voice was heard in the burning bush is heard again. His eyes like a flame of fire, and his presence full of light.
Among the children of God, we are one in the Lord. We are one. We are one. We are among the women, no more division among the brothers, no more division among the children of God. We are one in the Lord.
We are one. We are one. We are one. One in the Lord. We are one. We are one. We are one.
We are one in the Lord. Hallelujah.
We are one. We are one. We are one in the Lord.
No more division among the sisters. No more division among the brothers. No more division among the children of God. We are one. Hallelujah.
We are one. We are one. We are one. One in the Lord.
No more division among the fellowship. No more division among the body. No more division among the children of God. We are one. One in the Lord.
We are one. We are one. We are
We are one in the Lord. Hallelujah.
We are one. We are one. We are one in the Lord.
Nobody division among the fellowship. Nobody division among the body. visioner among the children of God. We are one. Hallelujah.
We are one. We are one. One in the Lord. We are
no more division among the children of God. We are one. Hallelujah.
We are one. We are one. We are one. One in the Lord.
BCS music. Tell me, brother, tell me why you the kind of you. Tell me sister, tell me why you the love. When you get old by your side, when you get the mighty for your front. His eyes are not blind, and he cannot see your tears. His ears are not deaf, that he cannot hear your cry. Just be patient, he'll lead out on Mamba, and he will surely answer you. Tukwasi chukwu obi Oba kwebezina na chigi nonso Onye neba kwebezina na chigi nonso Mwenile n'ụtụtụ n'ehihie ma n'abalị chigi nọnyere gị na-echekwaba gị atụmatụ ndị iro na ndụ gị agaghị enwe isi onye nwe gị ga-enye gị ndị mmụọ ozi ka ha chere gị ebezina nwanne ebezina nwanne chi gị nọ nso chi gị na-echere gị onye na-ebe kwe besina na chigi nonso. Besina chugu nonso. Chidalumba loves you, he has conquered for you. Besina chugu nonso. Chidalumba loves you, he has conquered for you.
Hey, Bezina, mama, don't cry again. Since you get Olumba, I got no defense. All your problems and sorrows, Papa, don't take them away. Can we no get filled? Now got the drive and fire. Him go light your fire. If you no deny him, make you know they tire to work for Olumba. Put your trust in him. You have no other God. Nothing man can do to you, just trust in Olumba. The Egyptians you see today, you shall see them no more. That Pharaoh in your life shall not cross the Red Sea today. Every obstructing walls of Jericho in your life shall fall down. Cause you belong to the Lion and the Lamb.
Besina, Jukunanso, Jukunanso, making all the worry, Papa day. Okay, making all the worry, Olumba day. The love of Olumba cannot be compared. The love of your father for you is so kakaraka. Yeah, see, anytime he call, he go answer. In the dreaded night, he go show up. When the sea is rough, he go calm him. When the road is lonely, he's your companion. He will never disappoint you. I say, oh, 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 Jukunanso. Hey, Bezina. Hey, Bezina. Hey, Bezina.
Chidalumba loves you, he has conquered for you. Why you the worry, brother? Why you the lament sister? When you get Olumba by your side day and night, when you get the mighty king by your side, I'll never be afraid, brother. I'll never run at all. Cause I am a father of fathers, that answers by fire. It's called in the Olumba. Even in the darkest night, he always shine for this light so bright. Therefore, all enemies will never target me again. Never, never, never. Chidalumba loves you, he has conquered for you. It is not Jukunanso. Chidalumba loves you, he has conquered for you.
Yeah.
am the clay, great potter. Mold me, great Lord, mold me according to your will. Oh Lord, mold me, mold me, great Lord, mold me according to your will. I am the clay with water. Mold me, mold me, mold me according to your will. Mold me, mold me, mold me according to your I am the clay, great potter. Mold me, mold me, mold me according to your will. Mold me, mold me, great Lord, mold me according to your will. I am the great potter, great Lord, mold me, mold me, mold me according to your will. Mold me, mold me, mold me according to your will. I am the clay, great potter.
Welcome back from that very short break. And before we went on that break, we were talking about evil communications, how parents make use of abusive words, how parents curse their children when they are being provoked, how they use these words unknowingly, maybe when they are being spied up by their children. They tend to use words that becomes aggressive, or they tend to use pronouncements on these children that will eventually come to pass in future, maybe knowingly or unknowingly. But that does not mean that these children also are all we are also giving these children thumbs up, because most times they tend to spite up their parents knowingly or unknowingly through their actions, through their deeds and all of that. Imagine when a child does something, you yourself, you know, as a child, this thing you're doing is something very wrong, something very negative, something very bad, and you're doing it to your parents, and then you tend, or you feel your parents should not react, your mother or your father should not react, your mother should just sit down, clap hands for you and all of that. So that is not what we're trying to say. What we're trying to say in essence is, as a child, see how to do things that will please your parents. See how to do things that your parents asked you to do, and the ones that they've asked you not to do, see how to guide against them. And then parents also see how to use good words that will in turn manifest positively in the lives of your children, and not by using harmful words, not by using harmful pronunciation, on your children, or harmful pronouncements on your children that will in turn harm your children in future. So that's the summary of what we are actually deliberating on here on set before going on that very short break. And then we are back again with another very interesting and educative segment with Brother Odudu Ete Emmanuel, who is always taking us through cinematography and production craft. He is already with us on Zoom to give us this insightful lecture on cinematography and production crafts. I am still Stella Tabot, and with me are still my amiable colleagues, Brother Oku Akpabio and Sister Joy Dambo.
Thank you.
Okay, Brother Odudu Ete Emmanuel, good morning. Welcome to Starcross Television.
Good morning, Sister Stella Tabot. Good morning, Sister Joy Dambo, and also Brother Oku.
Good morning. Good morning, Brother.
Good morning,
Odus.
Brother Odus.
Good morning to you. Welcome to the Morning Star program, Brother Odus. We've missed you over here. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm very happy. I'm very positive today. And thank God everything is going smooth.
Okay, definitely everything is going to go very smooth for us today. So let's hear what you have for us today.
Okay. Just like we did last week, we talked on movie production. We are still on the topic, movie production or film production. So we went into the crew. We started talking about the members of the crew. I don't know if you remember last week, we talked about those that are above the line and those that are below the line. And we mentioned the producer, the director, the screenwriter, and the storyliner, the star actors, and executive producers. Those are people that are above the line. And we went further to mention some of the people that are below the line, like the DOP, the actors, the assistant directors, the assistant DOP, costume designer, makeup artist, and some others. So today we'll move deeper into other members of the crew and also explain their functions so that we know what their job is. In case you go on set or a movie set and you hear people, answering some kind of names, maybe you hear something like gaffer, you hear something like SFX artist, VFX artist, you know what their job is. So quickly, I'll go to the slide we have for you today. Okay, this was where we started last week. So I'll move on to where we are today. I think we talked on DOP last week. We talked about actors. We talked about set designers, location manager. We talked about props last week. We talked about costume designer and also the makeup artist last week. And now we move on to the next, which is the gaffer. Now the gaffer, he is in charge of lighting in the production, which means anything that has to do with lighting setup, the gaffer is the one in charge. He's also known as the lightsman. That's what some people call him. So remember, there was a time we talked about different kinds of light up, which is the 3-point lighting and the rest of them. So this is what the gaffer handles during production. The next is the sound recordist. He is in charge of audio or voice recording, especially during dialogue. Now, it's very, very important to know their job description. Anything outside dialogue recording or the voice of the actors, they are not the ones in charge of that. They only specialize on recording the voice of the actors, which is most during dialogue. So next slide, we have the record the shots according to each scenes in the script and also prevent irregularities in actions, props, costumes, and makeups. I'll read that again so that you understand it better. The continuity, his job is to record the shots according to each scene in the script and also prevent irregularities in actions, props, costumes, and makeups. Okay, let me quickly explain what that means for people who really don't understand. The continuity person, his job is a very, very important one because he is the one that oversees the management of errors in production, because the director might not have the time to pay attention to so much details, some slight details. And sometimes those slight details might cause a very huge error in the movie. For example, I've seen movies where they are taking the scene in the master shot. I don't know if you remember when we were talking about shots, when we started cinematography class, we talked about the master or composite shots, we talked about the close-up shots and the rest. And during movie production, all these shots are taken and they are combined during editing to actually make the movie. Now, I've seen a movie where when they are taking the long shots or the composite shots, the actor was wearing a face cap. And when they now move to the close shot, which is like the close-up shot, the actor is no longer wearing that face cap. Now, there was no point in that movie where they showed the actor removing that face cap, which means it's an error where right now you're seeing the actor with the face cap and the next minute the face cap is no longer there. You start wondering, when did the face cap disappear? You understand? Now, what happens is that during production, sometimes the actors might be wearing that face cap and they will take a break from the shoot. And when they take a break and say, okay, let's go on a lunch break, in the process of going for lunch, the actor might get rid of that face cap unknowingly and come back to set and say, okay, let's continue. Now, the job of the continuity is to check the details of what the actor was wearing before that lunch break and come back and say, oh, sir, where is your face cap? Where is your wristband? Where is your watch? You were flying your shirt out. Now you have gone to tucking it, those kind of little details that the director might not even notice. Sometimes they might be holding a phone in their hand during production, maybe when they are shooting a particular scene. And when they go on a break, maybe to rest or to eat and come back, the phone is no longer there. Like the actor probably dropped it. And like, sir, in the previous scene, while acting, you were holding your phone in your hand. Where is the phone? You have to still hold that phone to ensure the continuity of that scene. If not, people will notice that the phone has disappeared. So there are so many little errors, that happens in production. I've seen it even in most big Hollywood movies where the actors, they are sitting and maybe the close-up scene, and when they now go back to the long shots, their hands are no longer in that position. So those are the things that the continuity person handles. He makes sure that every position and every property remains the same so that there will not be any errors in the production. So their job is very, very important. Now I'll move on to the next slide, which is, okay, we have talked of this and this. Now we move on to the key grip. They are in charge of moving heavy equipment and rigs within the set. For example, the lightman who is the gaffer might need some rigs, those heavy irons that they usually mount to kind of position the light on top. Those are what the key grips they do. They set it up and move it around, and the rest, they assist the cameraman and the lights. Now, best boy is the next. The best boy is mostly needed for running errands and basic assistance. So sometimes during sets, the director might need someone to get him a bottle of water, or the actors might need a little bit of assistance in maybe getting something from their bag or whatever. So the best boy run basic errands on set. They're also very, very important. Okay, going to the next slide, we have the stunt men. Now, these are the risk takers in production. They handle difficult action scenes, which the actors aren't skilled or trained in, like biking, jumping, skating, swimming, sky jumping, etc., etc. I'll read it again. The stuntmen are the risk takers in production. They handle difficult action scenes, which the actors aren't skilled or trained in, like biking, jumping, skating, swimming, sky jumping, etc., etc. Now, let me quickly explain this. Most people don't know that they usually have what they call stuntmen in movie production. When you watch action film and you see, for example, the movie Fast and Furious, I think the star actor in Fast and Furious is Vin Diesel. And you see Vin Diesel in that movie riding bike, running, or doing, he will like, you know, do a lot of car stunts with his car, or maybe with his bike or whatever. Sometimes he might have to jump from one skyscraper building to another. Sometimes he might have to, you know, jump over out of the plane with parachute and all that. And you're like, this guy is really good. How does he manage to know how to do all these things in one movie? The truth is, they don't take all those risks. Like, the actors are not permitted to go through all those risky procedures. So what they do is that they get a stuntman. Mostly, they have stuntmen that are like kind of resemble the actors. You know, people that if the shot is taken from far, you will not be able to detect that maybe this is not the actor. So these stuntmen come and handle those tedious things. They are usually professionals in biking. I know some of you know all these bikers, professional bikers that do bike stunts. So those are the people they employ. Then they also employ skydivers to do all those jumping. They also employ maybe all these martial arts artists to, you know, do some of the fighting and the climbing for them. So the actors don't take all those risks. However, some of them train themselves to do some of those things to an extent, but not all of them. The most risky ones are usually done by the stunt men in the movie. So let's go over to the next slide, where we have the rest of them. Okay, I've talked about this. Now the next is the Foley artist. They are in charge of recording artificial sounds outside the set, things that seemed impossible to be recorded while shooting. You know, a very clear example of these sounds include maybe footsteps, the sound of footsteps while walking, the sound of doorknob when you're trying to open the door, the sound of maybe keeping something on the table while recording, and, you know, some basic sounds. Sometimes sounds of environment, people talking from afar, cars passing, and all those kind of things. So that is what the Foley artists, they do. They go and record all these sounds independently outside the set. They go to the studio to record it and, you know, give to the sound designer to play with. Now the next is the editors. The editors, these are in charge of cutting and retouch. They make the final output of the movie. So what the editors do basically is to gather all the shots that were taken during shoot, put them together, bring the sound, put them together after the sound designer has finished, you know, working on them, and, you know, they make the final export of the movie. Going over to the next slide, we have the special effects artist, in brackets, SFX. They are called SFX in short. So they are in charge of staging effects on set to enable the editors or VFX artists to do their magic on computer. So these are the people that even, you know, stage those stuntmen to do those, you know, risky stuffs, mix it with the ones done by the actors, you know, for the editors to, you know, play with, and the VFX artists to play with. Now, the next is the visual effects artist. They are in charge of special editing that has to do with manipulation of original shots to have something fictional. I'll read it again. The VFX artists are in charge of special editing that has to do with manipulation of original shots to have something fictional. Now, let me quickly explain the difference between these people and the editors. Now, these people only handle special effects that is needed to be done on the computer. For example, you've watched movies where there is part also, especially in this our Nollywood movies where maybe the native doctor is maybe fighting with the pastor, and there will not be exchange of spiritual power where thunder will be coming out of their hands or fire or stuff like that. Those are the things that the visual effect artists do. They create things that are not there in the original set, and try to blend it, create an illusion of and the reality, and try to blend it with what the actors are doing. That's what the visual effect artists do. They also work with the special effect artists because the special effect artists are the one that create it on set. For example, there are movies where they do explosion on set, where the actor is running and maybe bomb will explode and they'll be like shooting with these global guns and all those things. The special effect artists will direct those things on set for the visual effect artists to now add, the fire and the rest of them during editing. So that's how they work to make the production smooth. So I'll go on to the next part of the slide, which is, yes, okay, we're done with this, which is the music. Now, these are usually singers or composers that create soundtrack for the movie. I read it again. These are usually singers or composers that create soundtrack for the movie. So their job is just to sing or, create music. Sometimes it's not people singing. Sometimes it's just instrumentals like orchestra and, opera and all those things. Those songs are used to, edit the movie, to create music for the movie. Now, the next is the sound designers. These guys are in charge of combining and mixing all the sounds gotten from the dialogues, the Foley, the music or soundtrack, the sound effects, etc., etc. They are the masters of sound. So invariably, what these guys do is they are like sound editors. They use their computer system to mix the songs that were composed by the music people and the sounds that were recorded by the sound recordists, the Foley artists, and other sound effects. For example, shooting of gun, these gunshot sounds and the rest of them. They mix it together to create the final output of sound for, the whole movie. We move on to the next slide. I think this should be the last, but not the least slide for today. We have the animators. These are in charge of special computer and graphics work. They bring life to the inanimate using the computer. Now, unlike the special effect artists that play with what the actors have done, these animators actually create what was not shot. For example, they can create a cup and make the cup to start running and talking and doing things that are unimaginable. They can make a tree to start fighting, a tree to start dancing. They can make anything to happen. They can make a car to start, talking to people, jumping, dancing, and doing every kind of thing. Those are the job of animators. Now, the next are creature performers. These are people that assume the roles of non-human characters for the actors to perform with. They are usually transformed during editing by the animators and VFX artists to whatever animal they represent. I'll read that again. Creature performers. These are the people that assume the roles of non-human characters for the actors to perform with. They are usually transformed during editing by the animators and VFX artists to whatever animal they represent. Okay, I'll quickly explain this. Usually there are people they call CGI artists also, still under visual effects and animators. Now, these are the people that really handle creature performers. I don't know if you have watched this movie, Twilight, where we have human beings turning to werewolf, things like that. We have, there are so many, even Underworld, where we have vampires and the rest. We have people turning to animals, people turning to so many things. Now, this is what creature performers are. Those werewolves are actually acted. Human beings dress like werewolves. Sometimes they don't even dress like werewolves. They wear what they call green costume, which is chroma costume, where all of their body will be mostly green cloth that they have no one with some markers on it. And they start acting, like those werewolves. And the special effect or visual effect artists or the animators will now transform them during editing to that werewolf so that to blend with what the actor was doing, because it's usually them acting with a normal human being. Maybe there's a normal human being in that scene and also a wolf or a lion, or maybe even King Kong. You watch that movie King Kong, that's how they did it. So many movies where animals are acting with human beings. That's how they usually do it. So those animals are being performed by the people called creature performers. That's what they do. So I think that's the last slide we have for you today. I'll stop there for today. So we'll take questions and answers. And next week, we'll go further to other parts of production. So thank you.
Very much, Brother Odus, for that very wonderful, insightful, that very inspirational, very educative lecture on movie production. We've learned about other persons below the line and other persons above the line, but in particular about the best boy part, where you say the best boy is that particular person that runs errands for maybe the producer, the director, and all of that. So how about best girl? Is there nothing like best girl? Hello, Brother Odus, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you very well.
As you talk to those persons who run errands on set. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know why there's no best girl. I can hear you.
Okay.
I don't know why there is no best girl, but that job is meant for the best boy. Maybe sometimes girls are also employed to handle those duties, but I believe that even if a girl her best boy, and I've seen this man, but I've never seen them coming. So I think that's what is applicable to this particular, job. They are called best boy, whether it's a girl or a boy.
Okay.
Thank you very much for enlightening me more on the best boy part. So I think Brother Opu also has a question for you.
Okay, Brother Odus, can you hear me? Hello, Brother Odus. I have two questions. One, I overheard you say VFX a lot. I would love to know what's the meaning of VFX. Apart from that, the second question is you made mention of stunts and most of the things that happens that don't actually does happen like that. But there is this movie, I don't know, The Martians or something. There's this movie about going to the moon, and the directors or the producers of this movie, they spent almost the amount of money that you would actually go to moon. So I want to know, does acting a movie about the moon involves actually going to the moon, or is there something else? Because sometimes if you watch some of these movies, you see and it looks like actual space. So and also spending that amount of money, going to the moon in real life currently costs almost about $100 and something million, and they spend almost $200 million to act the movie. So does it mean that they actually did go to the moon in the process of acting this movie or something?
Hello, Brother Odus, did you hear him very well?
Hello, Brother Odus.
The network was shaky, but I could understand what you were saying. Those people, you saw a movie and they did some scenes there, and the movie It's about $200 million, and going to the moon will cost about 150 or thereabout, right? That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yes.
what happens is that I can tell you for free that nobody goes to any moon to do any production. Now, what they do is that they usually have and then they create green screen, blue screen, that's all for chroma. And they have CGI artists or animators and special effects and visual effects artists transform those environments to wherever they want it to be. So the set designers create sets, like create using props, decoration, furnitures, and all those things to, create an illusion environment that looks like space or moon. And the actors act like they actually in space. And at the end of the day, when the animators and the CGI artists and the VFX artists do their job with the editors and the sound and everything, you now start thinking that they are actually in the moon, but nobody goes to the moon. Now that budget you see is used to pay all these crew members because it's actually very expensive to achieve those kind of effects. You have to employ the best CGI artists, the best animators, the best editors, the best sound designers, the best costume, the best everything to get those things exactly the way you want it to be. So at the end of the day, you'll be spending millions of dollars to pay these professionals to give you the desired results that you want. That's why their movie budget goes so high. By the time they start paying the stuntmen and the rest of them, you know that they have spent a huge amount of money in the cost of production. However, it's still much more, cheaper than, them trying to get to the moon, taking the whole crew to the moon, the whole expenses and all that. The moon might not even be conducive enough for the kind of cameras they want to use. So it's a lot of limitations. So nobody goes to the moon. Everything is done in the warehouse or on set here on Earth. Now, furthermore, funny enough, you might not even...
There is VFX artists and CGI artists. And so what are you talking about in that context?
Okay, brother Odus, I'm sorry, we're having a very bad network here.
Scenes and helicopter scenes are done in the...
Okay, thank you very much, brother Odus, for doing justice to that question from brother Oku. Personally, there are some movies I do see, and then they're always talking about, we're always using animals, like where animals like tiger, all these very harmful animals are always acting or I don't know, jumping on people. I'm always thinking, where do they see these animals from? Where do they go into the forest to video animals? Or I don't understand. But today, at least I have a fair knowledge that most of these scenes, people always act them, and then the animators see how to convert these human beings to animals or whatever. Okay, thank you very much, Brother Odus, for doing justice to that particular question, and then for enlightening us on movie production. And then I don't know if Sister JD has something to say. You have a question? Okay.
No.
Okay, she doesn't have a question for today, but I know maybe come next week she'll have questions for us. And then being that we're already running out of time. Yeah, we're already running out of time. Brother Odus, thank you very much for your time. Father bless you richly. Amen. Yes, I'm saying amen on your behalf. Okay, we are going to draw the curtain close shortly, but before we do that, let's round up with some words from you, Brother Oku.
Okay. All I have to say is, from the quote of today, just try to bridle your tongue, whoever you are, a kid, a child, youngin, a youth, an adult, a parent, it's just like the Holy Father have said in that portion of everlasting gospel. Try as much as possible to bridle your tongue at any time. It doesn't matter who offends you. As I said before, when you get angry, your emotions will always lead you to making very wrong decisions. So please try to control your emotions, listen to our Holy Father, and be above all, bridle your tongue, so you don't speak things into existence that you would naturally don't like to come to existence. So that's my summary for today, and then I thank the Father for Brother Odus. His lecture was sweet.
Interesting.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother Oku, who is asking us to bridle our tongue. Let's see how to practicalize the quote of today. Evil communications, they say, corrupt good manners. So let's see how to work with good pronouncement on our children, on our words, and then you as a child also see how not to anger or to do anything that will spite up your parents, so that they will not provoke, or you will not provoke them to use all these wrong words on you. Okay, Sister JD, what do you have for our audience?
Well, we've said enough today. We've exhausted a lot of things, though we're unable to do proper justice to our discussion today, which I feel like at subsequent time we might bring it up again and invite parents as well to bring their view and their opinions concerning children and parents and communication and tongue bridling and all of that. Yes, because I think it's also important, in as much as the parents want to correct the children as well, you all need to do the right thing in order to avoid all the clashes. So thank you so much for today, and even if we're unable to satisfy you with our conversation today, we sincerely apologize. We would always do better next time, because we are here to learn every day. Thank you very much.
Okay, that was another good one from Sister JD. We are always here to learn every day. Do not forget, I'm always saying, each day, if you don't learn anything or two, you should ask yourself a question. So today here on set, we've learned a whole lot. I didn't hear about you. If we were unable to satisfy you, maybe what we actually discussed here was not very satisfying to you, it was already very pleasant to you, we are sorry. We are still trying, we are still learning, we are still forging ahead. Don't worry, as we're learning, we are still trying to see how to grow. We are growing in the process. So thank you for your time, and then I will round up by saying, get a copy of Everlasting Gospel. Also try to download the Everlasting Gospel app, see how to read them, digest everything in the Everlasting Gospel, and then work with them for your own spiritual and physical growth. Till we come your way again next week Monday with more inspiring, more educative, and more enlightening topic. And we say bye here.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Television.